You're tuned into the Coffee Break with your girl Goldie on TAN TV, the African American network, where we have a local feel and a global reach. Welcome to the Coffee Break with your girl Goldie, and today we have Reginald Ballard. How you doing?
I'm just dandy. You know, y'all say y'all was gonna have some sandwiches, but I don't see them. So
no, we don't have a budget for no sandwiches.
Well, do y'all got some Snoop Loops?
Definitely not.
I need me some Snoop Loops.
Oh man,
good
Reggie.
to be here, man. Good
What's
to be
good?
here.
I just interviewed you on my Instagram live, so it's an honor, double honor. I get to interview you again.
Yeah.
What's been going on in your world lately?
Still slinging and banging. Just came from Louisiana. Had a nice sellout show there, and just been traveling. I have to go to West Palm in 2 weeks if it's still there.
If it's still there. Yeah, no, because they getting hit with some crazy weather right now. Yeah.
That's the thing. I already got my plane ticket. I'm gonna have to make some rearrangements.
Yeah, some adjustments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, still been doing it, you know. Yeah, we developing a show about some things that I've been going through this past couple of years, and I think it's gonna be funny.
Right. Because recently, and tell me how recently you just received a new kidney.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kidney transplant, and my wife was my donor.
Wow.
And she don't never let me forget it now.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere.
Go give me some water. I'm like, what? I don't feel like it. I gave you a kidney.
Exactly. Yeah.
Woke me up 3 o'clock in the morning. Go pee. I'm like, I don't have to pee. Yes, you do. Because my kidney got to pee. That means yours got to pee too, because they used to peeing at the same time.
That is hilarious.
Oh, yeah,
man.
Yeah, but it worked out though.
Yeah. So okay, look, you originally everybody knows you from Martin. Right. You know, you were on what you said, 13 episodes.
Yeah, like 12 maybe.
12. Yeah, episodes of Martin. Yeah. But I feel like your character was like so foundational to that show.
Yeah, well, you know, I think it's because everybody knows somebody like that.
Yeah.
You know, everybody know a character that's come to your house and make themselves at home, like they go in your refrigerator and make sandwiches and just sit back and, you know, get your remote. You know, like Bernie Mac used to tell us. He say, man, I can't believe you let somebody come over there, man, and put, you know, sit in your booty print on your couch where you been. With
exactly.
Your yeah. So, and it's funny because I only did 12, and I think I did like 40 episodes of Bernie. You know, did ER, NCIS, Vegas, so many other shows. But that Martin thing is the, you know, that's the staple.
I don't think people realize like how wide range your career has been up until this point. Like you've done a lot of stuff in Hollywood.
Majored in theater. I mean, that's what I came out to do. And you know, it was, you know, the character. People don't realize that I really didn't have much to say, but I was straight out of theater in college. So I said, well, you know, stage movement. I said, I use stage myself. I'm just going to move my body and do the expressions and get the laughs that way. That's how it worked out.
Whose idea was it for you to have on the too tight t-shirt, the Smedium t-shirt?
I think that was Martin. Well, when we did the sweater. Episode.
Oh, yeah.
The first episode. And I think Martin said, yeah, man, put the sweater on. And then that was just a long running guy. We made a lot of the stuff up as we went along.
On the spot. One of my favorite episodes with you is the Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh yeah,
episode when like, you know, they had cooked. Gina had cooked. She did them raggedy peas,
right?
And Martin Mama made the biscuits and all of that. And they left and came back, and you had ate all the food. Like, yo, that was hilarious to me.
I had so much fun on that show. I mean, that's one of those jobs that I remember my uncle. You know, I was talking backstage earlier. My uncle, you know, he used to look at the clock every day like, hey, man, I got 8 more hours I have to go back to work. I used to look at the clock, man, be like, God, now, man, 8 more hours before I get back to the set. I used to want to get there. I mean, that was one of them jobs that you just love to be there. I mean, I love what I do. You know, it's like I love doing comedy. I love, you know, acting, and you know, can't wait till the next gig, you know. So
yeah, I was watching. Matter of fact, I was watching Martin last night, and I saw the episode popped up where you came out the cake. You popped out the cake and was stripping, and they was like, "Bro, man, what are you doing?" You was like, "Getting my strip on."
Well, that's well good. So that's another $5 residual.
Exactly. So when how did you start in acting though?
Well,
Because you originally played football, and then how did you go from football to act? That's a big. It seems like a big leap, but was it for you?
Well, I was a blue chip athlete coming out of high school in Texas, and in Galveston, and I wanted to play football, I wanted to run track, and I wanted to be an actor. I knew that ever since I was like in the fourth grade, and I never told nobody about the acting thing.
Right.
And
because they think you crazy from the South.
Exactly. You don't tell nobody. Coming from Galveston, you don't say you want to be an actor. So I used to go to the movies every Saturday and Sunday, watch the same blaxploitation movies all over. I mean, those were my heroes. Jim Brown, Jim Kelly, Fred Williamson, and Bruce Lee. Believe it or not. But so when I was in college, true story, Missouri, my last year, I went to SMU my first 3 years. Then we got the death penalty in football. Only team that ever got that, death penalty. And went to Missouri, transferred, and did a play called A Soldier's Play. I was C.J. Memphis. You probably know the movie, A Soldier's Story. But it's Charles Fuller's A Soldier's Play. And I told my friends after that, man, we did 8 nights, standing ovations. My character stood out. So I told my friends, I say, hey, man, I'm finna go to Hollywood and hang with Stallone. Them. I said, the next time you see me, I'll be on TV. Left. Went to Hollywood. The first movie I did was Stallone. The next time I seen my dudes, matter of fact, it was right here in San Antonio. Vance brought me, and I seen him, and I was on Martin. We did a military base out here, and that's when I seen him. The next time I was on Martin.
Wow,
yep, true story.
Yeah. So the movie that you did with Salon, I mean, how did you even get that?
Well, this other guy, he was a white guy. He played in Soldier's Play too in college, and he was he said, hey man, they looking for extras. On this Stallone movie. I said, cool. So, signed up and they picked me. And all I did was hold a gun on the Stallone.
Did you have any lines?
No lines at all. I just held the gun on it. But that's the first thing I did when I came out here. California.
So did you have any dreams of like going to the NFL?
At first, yes. I had dreams. And then I got hurt. I messed my knee up. And medial collateral and anterior cruciate. Blew both of them out. So after that, it was still fun. Then it wasn't easy like it used to be. Football was like breathing to me. It was so easy. I had the speed and the size, the strength. It was just like, waking up, looking in the mirror. That's simple.
Did you come from a long line of football players in your family?
No. I think I was the only athlete on my mother's side. Now my father's side had some sprinters.
Okay.
They were fast, Stinsons. They was like, quick, but then after that, I used to sit around and practice, man. This smelling the grass, I used to hate it. When I was in Missouri, I'm like, man, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this anymore. And then I said, now it's time to make that next leap. Because when I was a kid, I had the paper written on I said football, track, movies, and I had it on my door. So every time I walked out my room, I used to look at that. Wow. I don't even know if my mother ever seen the movie part. She never really asked me about that. Yeah, you put every day. I looked at it every day when I walked out.
Wow.
And it worked out like that. Yeah. That's how it worked out.
Yeah. That's like Habakkuk 2 and 2, right? Division, make it plain.
That is.
That's it. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So as far as like moving through, doing Hollywood and getting into different movies and stuff like that, how did you get the part in Menace to Society?
Oh yeah,
because that was a lot of people missed you. A lot of people missed you in that movie.
And believe it or not, I went in and auditioned for O-Dog.
Okay.
And they loved it. They was like, wow, man. It was like, whoa, but I was too old to play Old Dog. And plus, Lorenz tore the part up anyway. Yeah. I mean, that was his part.
Right.
And they said, we got to get something for you. So they gave me the part in the beginning,
Yeah, it was so good. And like, and I think back, I don't even remember you from watching it back in the day, but then watching it recently, I'm like, oh my God. They go bro man right there. But that was such a
Menace.
How do you feel like that movie affected like the culture?
It's crazy because I didn't know, when you're working on a project, you don't know, how it will to the audience. You don't know if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. I just did it. And I saw seeing all the, the accolades it was getting, and that's reality though. However it affect, our community, it's like that's what some people live, through. They live through that, how they say art imitate life and life imitate art. I mean, that's it. You know, we have the bad side and we also have the good side. I think we need to put a little bit more of the good stuff out there.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, like Top Gun Maverick. I mean, those Tuskegee Airmen. That's their story.
Right.
You know, they won Top Guns and never got the accolades for that kind of stuff. So we need to put a little bit more of those type stories out. Right. I believe. You know, especially like our military history. I mean, you know the Harlem Hellfighters and you know people like that.
Because I think they had that movie Red Tails.
Yeah, Red Tails. Yeah,
that was good, but it was just like one movie.
But they've done so many more things. You know, I mean the 92nd. You know, the first black troops and all that stuff went over to World War II. All the stuff that they did. You know, you don't hear about that. Take my son to tell you. My son is a history buff when it comes to military. Oh man. He can look at terrain and tell you exactly where it is in the world.
Oh wow! Because he went into the military.
Yeah, he was a Marine. Yeah.
So now coming from Martin, like, did you realize at the time how big that show was?
No, I didn't realize.
And the effect that it would have, like, even today, because it's on TV every day.
Yes. Well, yes and no. I knew, you know, because I was home in Texas.
You had to know it was good.
I was home in Texas like a week before I got to park. And I was at home, me and my friend was watching. He out here at the videotapes. We watching. I'm laughing at Dragonfly Jones. Man, that's my favorite kind. I'm on the floor, literally on the floor, laughing, rolling around, couldn't catch my breath. And then the next week I come to L.A. My agent say they want you to audition for Martin. I'm like, what? And so I went in, and it was crazy because I went in and
I feel like you said it just like that too.
I did it straight. I was like, yeah, you know, bro, man, upstairs, fifth floor. And it's like Eileen McKnight. She's like, hey, can you do something a little different? I thought about my sister, you know, may she rest in peace. I thought about her and Texas. I said, I'm gonna act like Texas, you know, because Texas, we kind of drag things low. Like some people say, hey man, if it don't get done today, get done tomorrow. Texas, hey man, if it don't get done today, get done tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
So I put that in, and that's how it just took off, you know. Yeah. But I knew, and when I realized that the character was large, because during the Rose Bowl parade, they had a band from Houston, high school band from Houston came in town. My aunt was with them, and she said, I want you to meet, you know, some kids. So I went to this restaurant, man. I walked in the door, man. The kids started screaming and hollering and jumping up, and then that's when I knew it was big. Yeah. Then I went to Houston, and I was in the audience. I wasn't doing comedy at the time. I was just in the audience, and somebody say, you know, bruh, man, in the house, man. The audience went crazy, you know. So I was like, wow. And then the magical time is I was invited to episode of Fresh Prince.
Oh,
and
wow.
I walked into the audience, man. They went crazy. Then Will came out the back. He said, yo, I want y'all to give it up for bruh, man. You know, and he came and said, man, thanks for coming and blah, blah, blah. That was cool.
Oh, my God.
So I was like, yeah, this took off. So it took off.
Yeah. So you, and you still, I mean, you still a working actor, but you branched into comedy.
Right.
So how did that come about?
J. Anthony Brown.
Okay.
J. Anthony Brown, you know, because J. Anthony Brown was the guy that warmed up the audience for Martin, you know, so he's, you know, in between takes.
Hilarious comedian.
So he's the one, he said, hey, man, can you go to my club in Houston, you know, Uptown Comedy Spot, man, and just, you know, bring up the comics, this host. I said, hey, man, can I tell jokes? He's like, well, if you think you can.
Right.
So I worked on a little bit in between, and I did it, man, and, you know, met this dude, and your manager. Met him, and he said, yo, man, won't you come, you know, host, you know, shows? We going around the world. I'm like, really? And that's how I started doing comedy. You know, I started developing the act, and you know, then started headlining, and that's how I started doing comedy.
Because, you know, comedy is one of those things. It's like a muscle. Like, you always got to work it. And then if you walk away, you got to come back and work it again. You can't let it rest.
No, you can't.
So, how has that part of your career been for you? Has it, you feel like it just kind of came natural to you, or has it been a lot of work?
Because I tell people to this day, I'm an actor acting like a comic. I can act real well. So I can make you laugh about 45 minutes to an hour. After that, you better come get me. I get discovered. You know?
Right.
Hey, man, that dude ain't really a comic. So,
right.
But now, it worked out that way. It just, you know, I mean, it's just like Carl Payne. We both the same. It's like when you're an actor, David Allen Greer, you know, you can act funny. You know, you can, you know, if the joke's not there, you know how to act it and bring it out. So I think that's the advantage that, you know, I think an actor have over a comic. You know, I mean, they might be real good on stage and stuff, but you bring them into an audition, you know, I look at them and lick my chops. I'm like, oh, you're in my world now, boy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's certain types of roles that you haven't played yet that you want to?
Oh, it's many that I want to play. I want to play, you know, a lot more serious, you know, dramatic. I have a nice dramatic reel, but I want to do more dramatic stuff. You know, I think that's, and I always wanted to play one of those traveling killers. You know, like I'm on the road going through the desert, going through the desert. You know, this going from like maybe Texas to LA.
Like No Country for Old Men.
There you go. There you go. Like California, you know, with Brad Pitt and Juliette Lewis, one of them type joints. You know what I mean?
I think that's definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like it's wide open for you.
Yeah, do something like Taxi Driver. You know, De Niro, like my favorite actor, man. I love De Niro. I think every actor should watch Taxi Driver once a month.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna start. Because I don't think I was like watch that movie like that.
Yeah, brilliant, man.
Do you ever feel like you get locked in to Bruh Man?
You know, it's funny. You know, like far as black directors and stuff that, you know, up and coming directors and they see me as Bruh Man, but you know, the white Hollywood, they don't know too much about that. So that's why I got a lot of, like I say, you know, in the Bones and you know, NCIS and stuff like that. You know, I mean, they let me just go. So yeah.
Wow, yeah, because it was a sitcom. What was the most recent sitcom? I think I'm trying to remember the name of it now that you did. You were kissing the lady.
I don't even remember. Oh, you talking about Crumbs?
Yeah, Crumbs.
That was my first. Can you believe that was my first kissing scene in the movie?
Really? Oh man.
Jane Curtin.
Was it
Jane
awkward?
Curtin.
Was your wife in the back like this?
Nah, it really wasn't. I'm gonna tell you what was awkward with me and my wife, because it was this actress that we was in SMU together. She was in acting. And, you know, we were friends. But my wife used to think we had something up. Oh. But we never had nothing up. We was just friends. But I did Caroline in the City. Okay. And guess who played my girlfriend?
Her.
That I had to kiss. Yep.
Oh, man.
And I was so nervous that I couldn't, I was so nervous with the kiss that the producer said, you know what, just do a hug. And that's why she wasn't my first kiss in the
Exactly.
But but Jane Curtin, man, from Saturday Night Live, the original Conehead, she was my first on-screen kiss, man. I mean, because I didn't know how to do it, and it's funny. Right on the set, I called him my theater professor, and Clyde Ruffin, and Clyde said, "Hey man, I gotta do a kissing scene. I don't know what to do." He said, "Hey, first thing you do, you don't put your tongue in her mouth." Unless you get permission. I said, oh, that kind of relaxed me, right? So when I came on the set, Jane Curtin, she was like, Reggie, you know, I'm married. I said, oh, yeah, me too. So we knew right then and there we weren't going to do the tongue thing.
No tongue now. That's disrespectful.
Exactly.
So, you know, recently we were in San Antonio together. We did the event for the Kidney Foundation here. Right. What's some of the things that you're doing with that moving forward?
Texas Kidney Foundation. Yeah, we trying to, you know, bring people aware, you know, make them aware of free screenings and kidney disease, you know, especially black people, you know, because one thing about especially black men, we don't go get checked for anything. I mean, we find, you know, like if a white person discover a knot in his leg, he gonna go to the doctor. Right. Black man find a knot in his leg, we gonna feel on the other leg to see if a knot on that leg. If a knot on that leg, we're like, oh, it's cool, supposed to be there because it's on both of them. So this is something to bring.
Working, then y'all want to go to the doctor. Then
you know, when you swell up, you know, and your legs and your feet swell up, you just think that you had too much salt. Yeah. No, there could be something wrong with your kidneys. So I think that this was the Texas Kidney Foundation. We trying to bring awareness, you know, so people get free screening and try to head off the problem before it get worse. And they got a lot of new drugs out there now that can slow down the progression of kidney disease. So, you know, this is the thing that you know, I'm proud of being a part of.
Because you're diabetic too.
Yeah, exactly. So I inherited that. You know, it's like, you know, white people, another thing, they inherit money and cars and houses. We inherit heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Oh, Lord.
So my grandmother had it. It's like I'm the only one that skipped all her kids and came and got me. The healthiest one in the family. I mean, the athletic. Yeah. I mean, I never drank. I never had a drink in my life. Wow. Never smoked in my life. Wow. Never done drugs in my life. I can't even tell you how alcohol tastes.
You ain't hit the blunt not one time.
Not one time. Now I hung around Snoop a few times and probably got contact.
A little contact. Just a little. You have to around Snoop.
That's my dude right there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got to go get me some Snoop loops. I want to try the Snoop Snoop Loops.
I saw those.
Yeah.
He got like a whole line of like food
of stuff, man. That's right. So,
well,
but yeah, you know, I never done it, and I'm the one that get the disease.
Oh wow.
Ain't that crazy?
But you know what? You have the platform.
Yeah.
You have the stardom to bring awareness to these issues.
Right.
And hopefully possibly help a whole lot of people.
Yeah, hope
go
so.
to the doctor and take care of themselves before things get too bad and they start having to cut things off.
You have to cut things. Yeah, you don't want that to happen. You don't want to do dialysis. Right. I mean, you don't. I mean, if you have, I think I did dialysis for like 8 months. And didn't like it because it cuts out a whole lot. It's like 12 hours a week of your life you spend sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, if I can stop, you know, help people head that off, you know, that's cool.
Well, thank you so much for coming on
today
to the coffee break.
Thank you, girl.
Oh, I
appreciate
you.
Thank you very much.
How can people follow you and support?
This Reginald Ballard, and you'll see Bruhman_5th floor.
Hey.
You know, yeah.
We on the 5th floor, y'all.
On the 5th floor.
Court.